won't you please?
We're who you should be listening to, admit it. The prettiest Tiff in Carolina, get it? Love, family, and friends. This be the energy, a better understanding so we can all be complete. Each time spitting raw and unrehearsed, either in your feelings or laughing till it hurts. Love and Flaws, the show that you all need. Join us every week for the best of us, guaranteed.
Here we go.
I'm getting a bunch of feedback. You hear that?
I don't have any. I know my volume was real low. Like when you were playing that, the volume was real low.
I'm hearing a bunch of
Do you hear
feedback.
a fan?
It could be a fan. You got a fan going?
You know I'm going through the change, bro.
Turn the fan off real quick. Let me hear what it sound like. Did you just turn it on?
No.
I mean, I don't hear it no more.
All right, I'm gonna try to keep it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Love and Flaws podcast. I'm your man. I'm your man, Carolina. Miss Hotness over here is the absolute prettiest, too.
Oh, thank you, brother. What's up, y'all?
You know, we give it to y'all all the way real. Y'all family at this point. So.
Right, but listen.
Now, in fairness, I heard it through the intro, so I don't know. I don't hear it now. So, fam, if you heard it, I hope you didn't click off. I'm gonna see how it sounds when we get into the video. If it sound like trash, I'm gonna edit it. And this is me saying we had to cut off the front of the video. Welcome to the Love and Flaw podcast. It sounded like trash, but if not, y'all here with us. Here we are, Carolina.
Listen, my women, you gotta support me. If you going through it, you know exactly what I'm going through.
Yo,
exactly what I'm going through.
I'm not mad at it though. But
what's going on with you, big bro?
Man, I'm tired.
I know, my brother. Yeah, listen, y'all better get y'all one of them. You better get you one of them, a hard-working man.
Yo, today was day one where I worked both. I just started a second job. So I got 2 jobs, and then today was the first day of class, me going back to college for a trade. So
right.
So it's just it been a day. Started early. I went
from
to
the
work.
Bottom, now we here.
I went to my job I've been had, worked for about 4 hours, left, went to the other job for like 7 hours, then went back to the other job, then signed into school.
Listen, it's called a grind and a hustle for a reason.
We here, yeah. Because, you know, I'm anticipating us blowing up, y'all being with us. But, you know, just in case.
Listen, and it's nothing wrong with having more than one stream of income.
That's right. The bills ain't going to stop. So,
right.
Plus what I'm going to for a trade, I can open my own business with that and have people working for me. So,
yes.
We're doing it. But, yeah, welcome to the Love and Flaws podcast. You know what I'm saying? So last week we talked about if people are getting to a point where they just would prefer to be alone. Like, you know, the dating pool is garbage. Folks just ain't built, especially for us older folks. You know what I'm saying? When I say older, we young old. I'm just me older than
right. We still fly old.
Right, we're not in our 20s and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? So, and Tiff, boy, we ain't gotta say nothing. Tiff be stunting on him, boy. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't follow Tiff, if you don't follow the prettiest Tiff on TikTok and Instagram, you really just doing your own feed of injustice. I don't know what to say. I don't know why you would do that. That's like That's like social media abuse. I don't know why you doing that to your feed. If you ain't got, look at this beautiful face right here. You ain't got that where you can randomly see her at different times during the day. I don't know what you doing. I don't know what you doing.
Bro, but stop. You're gonna make me blush. You know I get nervous.
So, but
thank you.
We but as you get older, you hit them 30s and them 40s, the generational thing has changed. We cool with side pieces. Just go back and watch some of the show. Clown therapy. Clown therapy in this motherfucker, So we was like, yo, maybe we just prefer being alone at this point. And then during the show, Tiff said, well, what is it now we're looking for in somebody? Right? Like, well, what is it? Because I got a friend who has had similar conversations like that with me and was like, I don't want to deal with X, Y, and Z. Like, so I see this when I go out with some friends and they husband act like this or whatever, and I was like, well, it ain't that you want to necessarily be alone. Your standards are just you want this person to be like this, and that. And they was like, well, I ain't met him yet. I'm like, that don't mean they ain't out there.
Facts.
Right. And so I think we had kind of came to the conclusion that most of us are just preferring to be alone to not deal with it's not that we want to be alone. Like the want to be alone, super rare cases. There might be a handful of people out there, but for the most part, most people don't want to be alone. We're not built that way. We're hardwired differently. But once you level up, and this is no disrespect to anybody that maybe ain't at this point yet, but once you start realizing your self-worth, kings and queens, you know what I'm saying? When we have, what was your man's name that was on the show with us? Was it Joe?
Joe.
Once you have Yvonne's and Joe's, you start realizing your value. You like, well, nah, I'll be good by myself rather than dealing with the bullshit.
Exactly.
But like I said, Tiff said, well, then what is it though? What is it that would make you change? What is it that you want in a person? Because Tiff gave me this look like, and I'm a reference, like when we talked about, are you really an independent woman? This Tiff gave me this look like, I think some people asking a lot though. So I was like, oh. I like, we're gonna do a part 2. Right. We'll follow up. We're gonna talk about that. So we posted. Thank you to the handful of people that responded. You know what I'm saying? We love the engagement and the interaction. I didn't hit nobody up directly. I didn't want nobody to feel like on the spot. I feel like more people would have responded if I sent it to them directly. But we posted, and we got a handful of responses of people saying what they top 3-5 things are that they looking for in a partner. I'm about to turn it over to Tiff because this is her baby on this one. But I'm gonna go ahead, Tiff. I'm gonna go ahead a little different. I'm gonna tell you what mine. I ain't even, and we ain't pre-rehearsed any of this. So I'm just going off. I have a 2.
I'm so interested to hear this.
I have a top 2 for sure. And honestly, I feel like if I can get these 2 things, everything else just kind of falls into place.
Right.
I have always said that when you come out of high school or college.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Uno momento.
That's fine. Get the baby kid. We're taking a little pause for the cause. There was an important message that needed to come through. So it's going to be just a second, and we will return back to our regularly scheduled programming with the absolute prettiest Tiff and your boy Carolina. I should start doing intermissions more often. I can't hear y'all. I saw Big Head in the background. I can't hear that.
I said, I'm sorry for interrupting. Y'all just had a special guest.
Who showed up? I ain't see nobody. I ain't see no. Y'all, you know, all y'all that got kids understand. Y'all understand. Teenagers.
Yes.
Teenagers. Right? But anyways, I did a little intermission while y'all was gone. I was just over here talking to myself.
I heard.
Okay. So when you get out of high school, you get out of college, you usually got this long list, this laundry list of things.
Right.
Because you feel like you know everything, you know, you 18, you 22, whatever it is. You feel like, yeah, I'm ready to take the world.
Take on the world, right.
Take the bull by the horns. Let's go. Let's go. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let me not rain on people's parade. But I will tell you that as you experience relationships, I think that you start to, well, my opinion, if you do it properly, you realize the strong positive traits that you liked about a person that attracted you to them. And you realize the negative traits and the things that you don't like in a person. Right. And you start evolving what it is you start looking for in people, what help makes you click and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you, as you get older and the more you date, your requirements shrink. And that don't mean you're lowering your standards. He just might not have to like cats at this point. You know what I'm saying? She might not have to be able to cook the best Italian.
Right. Or he doesn't have to love kids, but as long as he can like them.
Wow, we just jumped from. I was trying to ease them into it, Tim. I was trying to ease them into it. Yo.
Just saying.
Now you know.
But you know what? I also think with that, as you say, when you have relationships, you start learning from each relationship. There are certain things on that list that are not high priority, right? But I think also another thing that you start doing as you get older, or you should start doing, because that's a part of growth, is not only looking at the attributes that are good and bad in other people, but in yourself, right?
Because facts, yeah.
When you're 18 to 22, you feel like you're perfect. You don't do anything wrong. Like, I'm great where I am. And as you get older, you if you're being honest with yourself, you start kind of like, I need to work on that.
Oh, let me tell you, I 1000% understand that. I feel like I didn't put in the work when I was younger in relationships. Mm-hmm. I really didn't. I didn't feel like I needed to. Like I was not relationship mature when I was in my 20s at all. Not a lot of people ain't, but I'm saying I can look back on it and be like, yo, because I feel like I let a couple good ones maybe get away because I didn't care. Like I wasn't working at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's thrill of the hunt. I got on. Then it was like, it's whatever at that point. You know what I'm saying? Right. And now I look back on it, I'm like, yo, they were some really good chicks that, you know, maybe if I'd have put in the work, we could have grown into something else.
Right.
You know, but, you know, hindsight 2020. Right. But I will say, because I think I got my payback from that. Because after about 25-ish, everybody I've ever been with is lied or cheated. So karma was like, all right.
Right.
I saw you. You was 18, homie.
You thought we didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, you thought I ain't see you. Let me go ahead and send this whirlwind into your life right here, cuz.
You know what's crazy? Sidebar to the sidebar real quick. It's so crazy that you're talking about that, because just the other day, I'm a shower thinker, right? So anytime I'm in the shower, I'm thinking, right? And just the other day, I said, you know what? I wonder, because I was talking to my kids and stuff like that.
I've been
Uh-huh.
twitching crazy the last 2 days, bro. I'm stressed
Oh,
out, I think. I don't know what.
yeah. You need to relax. But
Yeah.
I was in the shower the other day and I had been talking to my kids and talking to my daughter about some things. And I said, I have to realize that I'm put on this earth to serve, right? Because I kept trying to figure out certain things about my life. Like, why did I always feel overwhelmed? Like in this particular day, literally, like my daughter called me, my son called me, my mom called me, like 2 or 3 of my friends called me like around the same time, and they all needed me, and there was nothing wrong with that. And I kind of got overwhelmed, right? Because I'm like,
Right.
and I'm an empath, so when my friends are hurting, I'm gonna hurt.
Facts.
So I had to take a step back and breathe for a little bit because I had started getting overwhelmed. But I said, you know what? I think the sooner that I start embracing that I am here to serve other people, I'm gonna be a lot less stressed. On top of that, I think too, in relationships, it's the same way. Like I don't know if you heard that her song, like either love me or I'm a lesson. That is definitely me. Like, if you're in a
We know.
relationship with me, you're
Right.
gonna love me, or I'm gonna be a lesson if you don't treat. Because my cutoff game is strong.
Your petty game is strong. Where Joe at? Joe, are you listening? Cause Joe be right here with me.
Joe knows that my petty game. He knows.
Shout out to Joe, my guy.
But I had to. Like that was an epiphany for me. Literally when I was in the shower.
Right.
And I was like, dang. So that's what I'm saying too. It's not just external. What do you want somebody to bring into you, right?
Yeah.
What is their but start looking at your checklist too. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts. So as I gotten older, my 2 things are just really simply this. I need loyalty.
You only have 2?
2. I'm gonna go over 2. Loyalty and honesty. Those are my 2 most important things. I feel like
I'll write this down for y'all.
Yeah, loyalty and honesty. Let me explain. I have dated. So, all right. So when I had this conversation with my guys, and I'm like, loyalty and honesty, they're like, well, what if she's a bitch? I can deal with that. I'm a strong cat. I'm strong. They say that alpha thing been debunked, but I'm sitting here in this motherfucker alpha'd up. You know what I'm saying? So I can deal with that, right? They're like, what if she high maintenance? It take her 2 hours. She getting fly. I can deal with a lot.
Okay.
Right? I mean, you can't be nasty, of course. Like you do gotta click. Like we talking, like obviously you gotta click and get along. Right? You know what I mean?
You talking high level.
Right. But listen to me. For me, especially after being lied to and cheated on, and I'm gonna say this. I can say this publicly. This is going out to the world. I have never cheated on anybody. You're not gonna find a single person that's gonna hop in this comment section or anything and be like, "Nah, he cheated on me." Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I didn't say that applied.
I didn't. We not. Yo, I just want you to. One of my.
I'm here.
One of our viewers was like, "I'm a serial marrier too." She just watched that episode.
Look, I couldn't be serial marrier if they didn't want to marry me, boo. Right?
But
let's tell them.
I'm not saying I didn't play my part in the breakups. Right. I can be an asshole. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do any of the things that are like the trademark like what Lifetime movie shit that y'all dealing with. I don't got a gambling. And let me just say, we big on disclaimers. I think by now though, our loyal listeners know our hearts and shit. But for those of you first time, I ain't knocking nobody that's gone through these things. I'm just saying I don't go through it. Right? I ain't got a gambling problem, so I'm not stealing out your purse. I don't have a drug problem, so I'm not sneaking around, I'm not binging, disappearing for 3-4 days, binging. I'm not selling the TV. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds funny, and but people make jokes and see it in a movie. I'm not doing that. I ain't gonna put my hands on you in an aggressive manner. That You know what I'm saying? So I'm not cheating. You ain't got to worry about me. My curve game is strong when I'm in a relationship.
Right.
And when I'm single, I flirt with everybody. You know what I'm saying? But so I don't have them major issues that women be like standing beside a man, die hard.
Right.
I'm like, where are they at? I need one of them that's that loyal that I ain't gonna put them through that shit.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. So the loyal, but I need to know, right? It's easy when you in the room together to show love for somebody. But I need to know when I'm not in that room that you still showing that same kind of love and loyalty to me. Right? And then the honesty goes hand in hand with it. Like, even if it's hard, even if it's a hard pill to swallow, babe, let me tell you, I got to tell you something. And if I got the loyalty, that conversation ain't, I kissed somebody or something like, you know what I'm saying? It's, I lost my job today. It might be rough next few months. Or, yesterday morning before you left, I felt a kind of way about the way you said X, Y, and like, because then now we build it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the loyalty's there, those honest conversations that are tough to
are
have
gonna automatically come.
They're not the bad ones. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And they're gonna naturally come.
Right. So honesty and loyalty, so I can deal with all the other stuff. You can be, I'm attracted to crazy. I like crazy. I picked the craziest one in the room.
No. We're gonna edit that. No, we're not gonna edit it out. You ain't messing with no crazy, because then that means your sister gonna have to come and handle
all I'm
some
saying,
business.
all I'm
no
saying,
crazies for my brother.
Right. All I'm saying is, if we click and vibe and get along,
right.
The only two things I'm gonna hold you to a high standard at is gonna be about loyalty and honesty.
Wow.
Everything else. And, all right, so here's my third one: communication. So everything else, if we can communicate about it, we'll figure it out. Cause I'm ride or die. Like I'm here. So if I'm not out doing shit I ain't supposed to be doing on that spectrum of all those things, let's talk about it. We can figure it out. Mm-hmm. Now, that comes from a place of being hurt so many times, right? Maybe if I hadn't been hurt so many times, maybe my list would be different. I haven't given up on love yet, though. I talk about it all the time. We talk about it, right? I'm like, I wish I could turn it off. But since I haven't, those are my things: loyalty, honesty, and let's communicate.
That's not hard, brother.
You would think. God damn, you would think.
But that was gonna be what I was saying. But like, when you put that out, that's not a hard thing, right? Those aren't hard. Like you said, you're not asking for her to, be able to.
I'm just looking for a good person.
So many women are not like that, though.
I'm just looking for a good person.
Yeah.
You seen that clip where the guy, the former NBA player, and he's like, y'all, I just want to be real with y'all. Like,
I'm looking for good people. I ain't found it. Yeah. That shit hurt my heart.
That's how I feel about.
And listen, we never make this about color or anything, but to see a black man feel like that
and be vulnerable enough to say it,
that hurt me.
So I have excellent people in my life. I got my brother Sam, my brother Jason, Smith. I got excellent people in my life,
right?
Like on that level. But on a partner level, on a romantic level, I ain't found nobody like that.
And you know what? That's why I think too, you always talk about wanting a higher connection and bond with someone, right?
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that I respect about relationships where there is polygamy and they all are in agreement with it, because you have to understand
Everybody,
being in a
every chick
relationship with
watching,
just two people is
everybody,
hard enough.
every chick watching you right now, like, what the fuck?
Well, listen, hear me out, and listen, you women, you can think what you want to think. You can, but when you, if and women, if we think about, like, if I think about the times, because there weren't not a lot, there were very few where I really had open communication with my partner, right? Where it was no holds barred. It doesn't mean that you have to agree with what I'm saying, but we have to be comfortable enough to communicate that way. So if you think about these polygamy relationships, it's all about, they only work off of communication.
And
They're
trust.
only successful ones.
Right.
Because there has to be an order, there has to be trust. There are so many aspects that go into it. I'm not saying that that's what people should do. I'm just saying I like to look at both sides of the coin. So I feel you on that. And it brings you, there really is an outer body experience, really, that you have with someone when you have that loyal honesty and communication, and it's real.
It's crazy. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that fucked me up for a long time too. So I was dating somebody that I grew up with, and one of the very few persons that I've actually stayed friends with. I mean, like, years went by, like, and we're not even out. We are friends, but like, we don't talk on a regular basis, though. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but we've had conversations about how each of us was back then, and okay. I was in the asshole phase, but at the same time, when she would tell me that, she told me this, and this fucked me up for years. Like, she said, nobody can live up to your standard. And she was like, she was like, you held me to such a high standard. Right? And it had me fucked up because I was like, maybe I'm asking too much of people.
Were these still your standards at that time? Yeah.
And so I'm like, so I went through a couple of years where I was just like, man, maybe I got it fucked up, right? Like, maybe nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that. It took me a few years. I'm tearing up shit now. Fuck all that. I'm like, my standards of honesty and loyalty is too much for somebody? And I'm like, I get it. I said like a lot today, but I'm saying I had to get to a point where I was like, wait a minute. That's that gaslighting shit that we talked and joked about, right? Because I'm second guessing myself over honesty and loyalty.
Right. That's crazy.
You talking about that's too high of a standard? I'm a firm believer in I bring to the table the same shit that I expect from you. She ain't gonna be able to she never was gonna ever be able to come on any show in any form or any social media site and be like, he was checking out other bitches, he was this and then, no, because I don't do that shit. Because I expect from you the same kind of shit. If I expect that when I'm in a room, because it's the same loyalty I have with my people. Tiff, I couldn't be somewhere and somebody be like, yo, you on that podcast with that chick, Tiff? Yeah. Something about her, man. I don't like that broad. He might not walk out that bitch. My brother. I went to his job one time and the guy was joking. He was like, what if I paid you $50 to smack him? Would you smack him right now? So now I might smack you for saying that shit.
Right.
Like, he was joking, but I'm like, if this was 10 years ago, I would already hit you.
Right.
My loyalty is there.
Yeah.
So you can say my standards are too high. You goddamn right they are. You know why? Because I'm gonna be that high on you.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Girl.
never again am I doubting that shit. So then here we
Right.
are. Here we are. Because loyalty and honesty is so damn hard to come by nowadays. I'm cool by myself.
Yeah. And that's sad. That's sad. And like, and you know what's crazy? Like the responses that we got back, nobody had that listed. Nobody had communication. Nobody had honesty, and nobody had loyalty. And see, for me, honesty is my top one. That's my number one for me.
Because you've been lied to.
Exactly. And once I'm lied to, that's when I get gutter with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't. All
That's
right.
when you become a lesson. That's when you become a lesson.
But it's crazy because you saying that, and the two people that responded, I think that if they had a couple of minutes to think about it, they might be like, oh, well, yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? But the two people that responded, these two people are both, you know what I'm saying, dear to my heart. And I'm like, neither one of them put that.
What they put?
So I'm going to tell you the lady said, love kids, have a job, goals. The man said, match my fly, open-minded, have two sides to her. You know what I'm saying? Like a street side, a direct side, and then like a submissive side, but know when to use them. Like know when to use them. The fourth one was want me, not need me. So they have a certain level of independence. And then they have to be sexual. This was the dude.
Okay.
And then sexually attracted all the time.
Okay. Do you
Now he specified, he said that doesn't mean she has to dress up all the time or women, but at all times I have to be sexually attracted to her.
I understand it. Cause let me tell you, when Drake said, what'd he say? I'm gonna probably fuck up the line. But he was like, sweatpants, hair tied with no makeup on. That's when you the sexiest.
That's when
I hope that you don't take it wrong. He ain't never lie about that shit.
Right. That's what and that's exactly what he was referring to.
You mind me asking, what's the approximate age of this young man?
So this young man is almost 40.
Okay.
Almost 40.
I feel like, and I know the age, I know the approximate age of the other one. They in the same range, right?
Right.
So I feel like, again, I think maybe that the things I said don't come to people's forefront anymore because I think people are giving up on finding that.
Well, so that's where I was going with you, brother. You hit the nail on the head. Like, if we look at the list from the female, right? None of this has to do with who he is as a core person.
Is can he provide and love my kids?
And then the man is more like, I need you to look good all the time and have your shit together. Right. So you ain't got to depend on me.
Right. I'm not paying for your electric bill.
Don't ask me for no money.
Let me also say, I think the things that the young woman said are very important, right? I think.
Oh yeah, and I think all of these things are important if they're important to that person, but it just shows a shift.
Because we did ask, what are the most important? Like, what are the requirements? And I'm gonna tell you too. When I will say this. When I have this conversation just in general with people, most of my dude friends are like the loyalty thing. Like, I don't want to have to worry about her out in the streets.
Yeah.
That's important to dudes, I feel like.
Yeah, I would think so. Especially now because there's for both sides, men and women, there's so much opportunity for you to be disloyal to your partner.
At the touch of the
Have a
screen.
button. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So, but I just feel like these lists were, and I'm not saying that any of these listed qualities are wrong or bad. Right. But what I'm saying is when you first, it's because I look at these lists and I'm like, for me, what does it mean if you love my kids if you're not loyal and honest and don't want to communicate? Like, you're not going to be able to communicate about my children. You know what I mean? If you have a job, great, but if you ain't loyal and honest, you might lose that motherfucker because you done. And then for the guy, it's like match my fly, but nigga, we might be 80 years old. Why does that matter at that point? You know what I'm saying?
But like, if in his defense, he's probably thinking right now what is important to me.
Okay, but still, again, it's making the point that I'm trying to set. I think that back to what our topic was and why we wanted to do an extension. When you talk about people wanting to be alone as opposed to being happy alone, they're doing it. They're saying that they want to be alone because they feel like what they are trying to find is not reachable. Right. And these lists reflect that because I know these two people very well. Very well. And I know that if they met somebody that checked off all of these boxes that they have written down, but they were not loyal and dishonest, they would not want to mess with them.
Maybe they feel like that's automatic.
No, I feel like it goes back to people saying there's nobody out here that's going to be loyal and honest and communicate. So let me go for the next best thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Just like people are saying, oh, I'm happy being alone, but you're really not.
And what I find, and I'm speaking up for all the good guys out there, right? Or what I find is, people say, I want, if they're gonna be loyal to me and they honest and they a good person, that's what I want. But they don't mean that. Because then they got the sub list where it's like, because there are good guys out there. Now I understand attraction's gotta be there. I get it. I'm not naive to think, because I don't believe this whole.
Hold on, brother. Run that back. Repeat it again.
Which part?
From the beginning. So before you were talking about the sub list.
All right. So, or the answer to why they didn't say those things is because people will be like, I want somebody that's honest and loyal, and oh my God, I just would love them to death. But they don't really mean that those are the most important things, because then they got the sub list of all these other things, because there are honest and loyal guys out there.
Yeah.
That may not check every other box on your other list, the second list.
Right. Because he has a job, but his job might be McDonald's, but that ain't good enough for you.
Right.
Or,
and so like,
so
then you really pigeonholing what you want, because and now I was saying, I believe attractions got to exist. I'm not saying that.
Oh yeah.
I get it. I get you got to have a spark. I'm not naive, because people be like, I don't care what he or she looks like, as long as she's honest and loyal and will treat me right, I will love them. No, you won't. Now if you ain't attracted to them, you're not even gonna get to that. They not gonna get your number either way, right? So I get that attraction's got to be there, but let me just say this,
and to be, that was the last thing on his list. So
that's true. That's fair. Yeah. And I wasn't calling him out. I'm just saying.
No. I'm saying because I don't want to feel like I'm trying to drag him. Like that was the last thing on his list.
But I will say this though. I think they do it. You do it with attraction too, right? I think I think you have it. Most of us have, and there's nothing wrong with wanting what you want. I get it. But everybody's version of, I think we all want our version of a 9 or a 10.
Oh,
right. But we see we see a 6 and a 7, maybe an 8 that's got these good qualities. They not my 9 or 10 though.
See, you're right for the
because
I
believe what's happening, right? And this is where we gotta have some self-awareness and really be honest.
Come on, because I'm all about self-awareness,
right? I'm talking to these motherfuckers watching us right now, because there ain't gonna be a lot of people. And usually, I'll be team friendly, but I'm talking to y'all now. Because y'all taking a lot of 9s and 10s without the qualities that y'all want, because they 9s and 10s. Where you could have got you a solid 7 or 8 with at least half of them qualities you wanted, but they wasn't a 9 or a 10 in your eyes. And people like,
but you know what's crazy?
Why I gotta settle for a 7?
Right. But that's what I'm saying, brother. The 9s or the 10s for the women are not even looks anymore, though. They're not. It's
lies.
The bank account.
Lies.
No, it's not. I'm telling you what it is.
I get that.
A man to be a 9 or a 10, he got to make money.
But we all right? So I get that, but this is what I'm talking about. We got to come back to reality, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at the percentage of Americans, like all right, wherever you're at though, but we're gonna talk about. You look at the percentage of Americans that make more than $100,000 a year. It's something like,
it's very low.
6% or something like that.
Yeah. Very low.
Right? Now, of those, they got to be men. And then of those men in your
age bracket,
it's like 2% of men y'all are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you got to realize, you talk about 2%.
I'm on your side. I'm just making that.
No, right.
Yeah.
So you looking for what's not hardly out there.
It's not out there.
So
2%?
now you gotta come down out of the stratosphere and realize, okay, maybe I need a 7 or 8 that's making $50,000 a year and will treat me right. Because there's more of him out there than there is that 2%.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then we got scammer culture and stuff, right? Well, I'm gonna find me a hood dude, a scammer. But the chances are not, and we talked about it, it's not that some of those dudes don't treat their women right, but the chances of it happening.
Right. And then that opens up a poll to what, and this is the one thing, and I know women have heard this on other podcasts. The one thing that makes me upset with us is that we don't like to hear reality.
Facts.
The thing is, when you break all of that down, the 2% of men that are in that category are not looking for y'all. Want a chick like me. That's real.
And you know how much I gas you up, Tiff.
Right.
Tiff is a queen walking on this earth to me. But the reality is, like you said, I love self-confidence. I want all of y'all, listen, I love Lizzo being self-confident as a bitch.
You are an advocate for women being self-confident.
Right. And I love, and when I say I love it, y'all, I mean I love it, because I am a non-discriminatory lover of women. You can be big, small, black, yellow, white. It don't matter. I think all women are beautiful. And people who know me are like, he ain't lying either. Like, it sounds good for TV, but I'm not lying.
Right.
Right? I love that y'all feel like y'all are 10s. But to the 2% that y'all want, you're not 10s. And that sounds so hateful. It hurt me.
No,
it hurt
it's
me saying it.
facts.
I know, but it hurt me saying it.
It's facts.
Because you and they sitting there home right now, or the random
Coming
people that
for you.
catch it. I am a 10, nigga. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not.
I see that. That's
Okay.
the problem.
You a 10 when you go to the gas station. But you're not a 10 on Wall Street. You're not a 10 on Rodeo Drive.
You're not even
You
a 10 in Miami.
You a 10 at the Chevron.
You might be a 10 at your child's basketball game.
And ladies, that hurts. It hurts me to say it. It hurts me to say it. Because y'all know I love y'all. Y'all 10s to me. Y'all 10s to me.
Shit. But it's facts, ladies. And the reason why, look, you got me looking all crazy. But the reason why I harp on that so much is because I think women, we will get what we want if we start being realistic.
Man, I'm telling you, come out the stratosphere.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. It sound real rough, but we gotta understand, right? When you're talking about like, excuse me, I was just trying to think. So when you're talking about like the Gabrielle Unions, the Beyoncés, the Adeles, and whether you like them or not, the Kylie Jenners and the Kim Kardashians, the Selena Gomez's and the Taylor Swifts. Those are the 2% type of women that the 2% type of guys are looking for. And I mean, and that's not even just the looks though, right?
No.
They come from affluent families, whether it was earned or not, whether it was just given to them for social media, whatever.
They're just as successful financially as the male counterpart. They make just as much money, if not more.
Can you become a basketball wife? Absolutely. But even then,
not in our age bracket. You would have had to have been a basketball wife back then. Our age bracket, you're not gonna walk in the show talking about I'm a basketball wife.
Tell it.
You're not.
A retired player, maybe. Chad Ochocinco,
injured. He never really got to play.
Ezekiel Elliott just got cut by the Cowboys, maybe.
Look,
these are numbers.
We were talking about the whole body thing, right?
These are statistics, though, Tiff.
Even if you get that shit done,
right? These are statistics, and women do not want to acknowledge that, right?
They don't.
The men they're talking about, I want them to make more than 6 figures. That's 100,000 for those that ain't figuring it out, right? I want him to have his own business or be an entrepreneur, be like all of that. 100. I want him to be over 6 feet tall because that's a general big popular one, right? I don't want him to have no kid. You're talking about 2% of men. And their ideal woman, and this is just numbers, ladies, people mad. They was like Pearl was talking about this on hers, right? And they mad over this. Those men want somebody who is between 20 and 25, and 25 pushing it. You 25, 26, you on the way out. I'm not saying this, ladies. I'm saying what those 2% want.
Exactly.
20 to 25. And a legitimate 9 or 10. I ain't talking about a 7 with a 10 confidence level.
Right.
And that sound harsh as fuck.
And they don't want them to have any children.
Let me say this too. And looks are subjective, right?
Yes.
But when I say a 9 or 10, I'm talking about by society's beauty standards. Could you find an exception? Yes. You could find a 25-year-old ball player that just signed a $30 million contract, walk into Chick-fil-A and think you're the most beautiful person on the planet and wife you. Yes. But that's like hitting the lottery.
Right.
You can't plan for that. You can't anticipate that.
Right.
I know chicks that have gone to basketball games like, we got to get in, we got to get to the club where the players go, or we got to be in the like they rolling dice to hopefully land one of them. They not checking for you. And that sound, I'm hurt saying this shit because I think y'all lovely. I think y'all are beautiful. I'm talking about by society standards. You can say, well, fuck society standards. You damn right. Yeah, fuck them. But those 2%, they not saying that.
Right.
Over 100,000. No kids, 6 feet tall and over it. So what you got to do at that point? You got to start winding it back, ladies. You're like, well, I don't want to settle. You don't, but recognize you just might be alone then. Okay, he ain't got to be 6 foot. He can be 5'9", 5'10". Okay.
And listen, would it be worth being alone because you couldn't find somebody that was over 6 feet tall? Like, come on.
When a 5'9" nigga over here give you his entire world.
Exactly.
You want to stand on the principle that you married the sanitation worker and he only makes $68,000 a year and is 5'10".
Guess what? 68 plus 50 is what?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But nobody wants to do that.
They're not trying to add it up. They're not trying to add it up. Now listen, ladies, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I apologize. I just want you to Sen don't feel that way. I love all of y'all. I love all of y'all. Ones and twos. I love all of y'all. I think all of y'all are beautiful. Every last one of y'all. I'm talking about them. These assholes. These other 2%. They not even assholes. My bad. I'm just saying though. And these are just statistics, man. We just gotta really understand it's the same way we talk about it. My kid is not baggage to me, right? But there's women that ain't gonna want to date me because I got a kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And these are just facts. And the sooner we can deal with the facts.
And you know, we feel so strongly about this specific subject, and I think a lot of people do, you know. But I can't wait till we are able to announce what is going to be coming this summer for us, because I think that I am hoping that the response that we get is going to be from people who understand that they want to find somebody and they don't fall within that 2% of the men or women and really want to try to make a connection. So I love it.
And again, I'm not saying settle for what you don't want, but recognize that the chances of you running into that person, if you're not already in them circles, right? Like if all of your friends don't already make over 6 figures,
right?
And you're not going to those kind of brunches and listen, and there's single people that go to those things with that intention.
Yeah.
And I think that's intelligent as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still got to be at least a 7 or 8 though.
Right. Listen, my mom used to say to me all the time, Tiffany, why don't you go? We went to go see the Ravens play one year, and we at the M&T Stadium, but we were like in the restaurant there or whatever, and there were like football players coming through there, you know what I mean? And my mom was like, Tiffany, I said, Mama, I got 2 damn kids. None of these men, you're beautiful. Yeah, they might take me home for the night.
Right.
But none of them are would and she, oh my God, I'm like, Mom, listen, but this is the problem. Us as women have been lied to since we were kids. Like, oh, you
by the movies.
And that's not reality.
The movies and TV.
This shit
got
is
everybody,
not real.
The movie and TV's got everybody thinking they can hit the lottery.
Everybody.
Look at the King of Queens. On the dude side too. Kevin James. He slimmed down some now, but he a big guy. He was with Leah Remini on the King of Queens. Now the chances of that happening in real life. Not with him being a UPS worker. Now he had more money than that.
Right, because she's bad.
She was bad to the bone back then, right? And then people gonna be like, I can't believe Sen on here rating women, calling people 7. I'm not. That's what, like, don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Don't be like, right. Don't hear trigger things and be like, man, fuck him, fuck what he's saying, fuck society. You gotta come. That's the come to reality moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying those things. Those are not my personal beliefs. What I'm saying is, in society, statistically, those are 2% of the men. What most women say they want. Those men statistically want women who are, by beauty standards, at the top end of the spectrum.
Absolutely.
That's not me trying to dog, y'all.
There's a reason behind it. It's not even just because they may specifically want it. It's because of what they're being told they should get.
Oh, yeah. Because Calvin can't show up to the country club with a 7.
Right. And a woman that wears a size 14.
He can't show up to the country club with an 8 that's got 2 kids.
Try explaining that, Calvin.
Right. The mojitos is not going to hit the same way for everybody. Listen, if y'all need me to be the punching bag this week, that's fine. I could be the bag.
Nah, it's facts.
I just, so
that's... listen, at the end of the day, the list that we got back are not hard to come by. You understand what I'm saying? The list that people are saying are not hard to come by. So now you have to say, this is my list. Are these really the things that I'm going after?
No.
Exactly.
No.
And that's what I was trying to get.
That was the whole point.
Not what you're going after.
Right. That's the whole point. Now listen, I'm victim of it too. Listen, I probably could find an honest, loyal woman if. And while I say I believe every woman is beautiful, I'm still attracted to whatever I'm attracted to. Now, having said that, people are like, yeah, you want an honest, loyal woman unless she's a 2. Listen, I have dated by society standards 2s and 3s. Yeah. That's not I've dated 8s and 9s too. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, I am. It's not that. I gotta find whatever it is on the track. I gotta find that in them. You know what I mean? So
I'm the same way. I've dated men that society standards, I ain't gonna say a 10 because I feel like 10 is, you know what I'm saying? But, I've dated some attractive guys and I've dated some not so attractive guys, you know? But there was something different. See, for me, a man being attractive, looks have to do with, but that's the secondary. Right. For me, it's the way a man carries himself that attracts me.
That confidence, that alpha.
That alpha, like I need to know that he gonna be able to check me because I'm strong. So I need him to be able to be like, Tiff, you're doing too much. I need you to sit down and just be pretty Tiff for a second.
Right, okay, fix your face.
That's what's important to me because that's a leader for me. I'm looking for a leader, So, but
and that's what
we're not going after what's on these damn lists because that's out there.
We're not honest with ourselves.
Yeah, we're not.
We are not honest with ourselves. That's what it boiled down to. But we're gonna wrap it up. That one, boy, we done. Boy, this episode was, woo. We were getting to the meat of
Fire,
it,
bro.
boy.
Got some stuff off his chest. Say with
Man.
your chest.
All the way, boy. I went from sensitive sin to they gonna hate my ass today, boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm authentic.
Listen, while y'all see this on, this is a brother of mine back home clothing line. If you're interested in it, hit me up. I ain't gonna shout him out because just hit me up on the inbox if you're interested in it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, this is the Love and Flaws podcast with Tiff and Sen. I am your man, Carolina Sen. As always, the most absolute, prettiest, pettiest Tiff. We appreciate everyone.
Oh shit!
That me being petty. We appreciate every single
outro ever.
We appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope everybody has the greatest weekend coming up. We love y'all.
Peace.